Uncomfortable truth. The average lifespan is 76 years. Middle age isn't 50, it's 38. They tricked generations so they work until they're 64. Dude, just get a car. Driving is so much fun. Average driving experience, coach. Show them how fierce our team is. Me for the entire day. Me at 3 a.m. for some reason. Class. Today we'll talk about introverted people with no desire to socialize whatsoever, who spend half of their free time browsing an app, hoping it'll make them feel better. Be me, cybersecurity analyst. Make six-figure salary. Tell ladies I make a six-figure salary. They ask for my name and phone number. I'm too smart to give out my personal information. Getting in the shower. Being in the shower. Getting out of the shower. Me, a non-native speaker after learning English for more than 10 years, only to see native speakers confused with two parents. Our kid is a teenager now. I'm afraid soon he's going to be having sex, drinking, and going to parties. Me in 20s. I wish I was the monster you think I am. Good news. Singapore Airlines will pay staff a bonus worth 8 months' salary after record $5.1 billion profit. Meanwhile, in America, driving at night with astigmatism. Wait, is this not what it looks like to everyone else? I'm being serious. Always wanted to pull out one of these and leave the house mysteriously. Now, when you wait 10 minutes for the loading screen to load and realize it actually says tap to continue. Do you all introverts ever open a text and think I'll reply when I have the energy? And then it's 3 weeks, and you have to live with the guilt of being a horrible friend. The look your girl gives you every time a guy does something romantic on TV. Me in court. Your Honor, I would like to plead guilty as well as request the death penalty. Judge. This is a parking ticket. 3 sec after locking the door. Me. Did I lock the door? My brain. When someone asks me, what am I up to these days? And I try to come up with an answer. Movies portraying people in their 20s as hyperactive creatures who have all sorts of adventures. Me in my 20s. I'm tired, boss. Do you guys say my mom or our mom when talking to your siblings? Depends on how she's been behaving. Me in any aquarium trying to make personal connections with the fish. Hey, hi, you got a nice smile. Huh, thanks. 10 years later, she made my day that day. Someone said, when a short person waves at you, it's called microwave. Breaking up with your partner. Losing your best friend. Men can hang around like this for hours and not even ask each other's names. The constant reminder that time is passing and I need to make choices or else they'll be made for me. Me, panicking but still on my bullshit. When you scream out the lyrics of a song, but it hasn't gotten to that part yet. When she goes through your DMs to catch you cheating, but all she finds is girls rejecting you. Boys make 3 friends at 15 and decide that's enough socializing for the whole life. When a car lets you cross, so you hit one of these. You might be old, but are you this old? I miss high school. I still talk to the people I graduated with. Best 4 years of my life. Can't relate. Me at my room for no reason. Yeah, breakups hurt, but have you ever come across a meme that you would have sent to a person you don't talk to anymore? When you're tired and it's bedtime but you can't sleep, but you also have no energy to do anything. Me. Sees a cat. Me. Okay, time for me to bother this animal. Me looking at my girlfriend's mustache while she tells me her problems. I miss the brain that can understand this. Can't believe there was actually a time in my life when I could solve this. When you suddenly disappear from everyone's life and no one even misses you enough to reach out and see if you're okay, and you realize you've had no meaningful impact on anyone else's life. Me. More reasons to hate me. People who already hate me. What is the most boomer complaint you have? How the hell we go from 20 episodes every 6 months to 8 episodes a year? Stop making me wait 2 years for 8 episodes. They're TV shows, not movies. Me. Yes, I am still young. My spine. I said we old today. When you learn your mask is so effective that others can't tell you've been on the brink of mental breakdown for a month. I hate how I am. I have an appointment at 4 p.m. so I can't do anything all day type of person. First 2 drinks don't count if you have anxiety. They just turn you into a normal person. When you search something on Google and it shows a helpline number instead of the results. In case you were wondering, me and my husband can see you half naked smoking from that bong through your front window across the street. Do I look cool? When your advertising interrupts my video, it just makes me hate your product. When anyone asks my favorite weather, I crave this. When your alarm goes off and you have to go to work because you didn't die in your sleep. Me at my funeral about to correct someone who said that I was a happy person who loved life. Me suddenly has tears running down cheeks. People, are you okay? Me. Yeah, this just happens sometimes, lol. Once I became a parent, I finally understood the scene where Yoda gets so tired of answering Luke's questions, he just dies. When you go to see a movie and just before it starts, a group of loud teenagers walk in. 95% of our generation will allow genitals in their mouth, but refuse to eat this part of the banana. Me overthinking. Me realizing I'm overthinking. Me thinking about overthinking. Me overthinking. Mom, you have 14 apples and then you eat 2. How many you have left? Me. 6, Mom. You have 14 apples and then you eat 2. How many apples are left? Me. When someone you do not like sits next to you, are you lost? Dinosaurs literally got taken out on the same planet we walk on today, and people still think we are invincible. You are not better than a Stegosaurus. Me whenever I meet someone who can match my dark sense of humor and sarcasm. You are full of hate and loathing, and I love it. Only a fool would buy IKEA furniture. Instead, I just download the instructions and keep emailing their service department to say that I am missing a piece, until they ship me all the pieces over a 6-month period. I don't deserve this good thing. I don't deserve this bad thing. When you tell your mom a funny story and it turns into a lecture, me thinking about all the shit I let slide. Your 20s will be the greatest years of your life. Me in my 20s. Do you guys say my mom or our mom when talking to your siblings? Depends on how she has been behaving. Were you allowed to express emotions as a child, or do you get that pain in the back of your throat when you feel the need to cry? You all remember Disney XD, what was that? I used to think this was Disney, but for people who could skateboard. Me when my alarm goes off for work in the morning. I am so freaking pissed. The Simpsons own this home on a single salary from a husband who didn't go to college. This was considered normal in 1989 when the show began. Being an adult is terrible, but I thank God every day that I don't have to randomly run a mile at noon against my will and then go on about my day like we did in school. Men stopping everything they are doing to watch a helicopter that is flying by. Me being broken but still working because I need money to exist. Dating apps don't work for me because I need at least 2 years of friendship charged with weird sexual tension to even consider falling in love. I went from losing no one my whole life to almost 10 people within a year. I don't know how much more I can take. Real ones stay and the fake ones leave. Only thing you gotta remember, they are fucking dead dumbass. Me, working up the courage to tell my calorie counting app that I ate an entire birthday cake. Do you want to work overtime? First of all, I don't even want to work regular time. I only express my emotions in English because when I speak about them in my native language, it feels too personal. Shaking it above the toilet. When I put it back in my pants, I am afraid of getting better because the emptiness is all I can imagine. People love to ask some shit like, would you press a button that gives you $1 million, but it kills one random person? Like buddy people? Push that button every day to get 2-day shipping. You think they would not do it for cash. The right person will come one day. The right person. My teacher nailed his student's phone to the wall for using it in class 20 years ago. It is still there till this day. Clubbing has to be the most overrated adulthood activity ever. You are just wasting money on alcohol and unnecessary noise while pretending to have fun. Me having a meeting with myself to get my life together. The haters said I couldn't do it. And they were correct. Honestly, great call from the haters. When you finally found a walking green flag, but you are the red flag now. When you are hanging out with friends and your social battery dies. When you try to stay positive but a fucking sea lion just bit a chunk of your head off. I will never waste my money on dumb stuff ever again. 2 hours later. This is what happens when kids grow up and get adult money. Watched a dude carry a screaming toddler across the parking lot. He noticed me looking at him and said he is mine. I am not stealing him. And then before I could reply, he added, if I was gonna take one, it definitely would not be this asshole. When you make an excuse not to go out and they come up with a solution, hear me out. How about we just date, fall in love, communicate effectively, respect each other, and then boom, we get married. Person, hi, how are you? Me, great. Person, aren't you gonna ask how I am? Me, oh, I don't care. When everything is going wrong in your life, but you are used to it. My whole personality. Dumb jokes. The same music I have been listening to for a decade. Passionate opinions about useless shit. Wanting to die. Every time an actor does an interview about how they gained weight for a role, they are like, honestly, I just ate absolute nasty, disgusting garbage for a month straight. And then they go on to describe my normal diet that I have been eating for 31 years. Men disappear for a few days and come back like, yeah, something bad happened. But I am good now, and don't talk about it ever again. My face in mirror versus my face in front camera.